Hello everyone. Before starting the video, please, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thanks. Introduction. Hello, welcome to my channel, Infotech. This is the second video of my video series, Building a Unifi Network. In my previous video, I covered the very first step of building a Unifi network, that was about downloading, installing and initial configuration of a Unifi network server, also known as a Unifi network application. If you don't know how to download, install and set up a Unifi network server, then watch my previous video. I will also leave the link in the description. In this video, I will demonstrate how to connect and add a first Unifi access point to a Unifi network, along with important and initial configurations. If you are also going to build your Unifi network, then this is the right place for you guys, where I will be covering everything step by step. So, be with me and watch the full video for basic, important and initial configuration of a first access point. Connecting access point to the laptop using a POE switch. First of all, I will connect the Unifi access point to my laptop using a POE switch. We can see that I have a POE switch, along with the power adapter and a Unifi access point. Let me show you the POE switch that I have. It is a TP-Link 5 ports gigabit desktop switch, with 4 ports PoE+, and 1 normal port, without PoE. The first 4 ports are PoE+ ports, and the 5th one is a normal port. The green LED on the first 4 ports is an indication for PoE port. The 5th port, that doesn't have a green LED, this one is without PoE, means a normal port, but all the ports are gigabit ports. I would also recommend using a gigabit switch for maximum performance. Let me power on the switch. I will insert the power plug into the PoE switch to turn it on. Now let me show you the access point. This is a Unifi access point, model, Unifi U6+, that I will be using in this video. On the rear side, there is a PoE RJ45 port. We can also see a reset button like a small dot. Now, I will pick an Ethernet cable and insert one end of this cable into the PoE port of the access point. Make sure that the Ethernet cable is properly inserted. Insert the other end of the Ethernet cable into one of the PoE port on the switch. The PoE LED light on the switch will turn on, indicating that a PoE device has been attached to the connected port. Wait for a moment and the white light on the access point will start blinking. We need to wait for about a minute so that the white light on the access point will start blinking faster. We can see that the white light on the access point is now blinking continuously. It means that the access point is now searching for the DHCP server on the network to get an IP address from. Since I am connecting this access point directly to my laptop via a switch, not to my local physical network, hence, there is no DHCP server in between my laptop and the access point. So, if the access point doesn't find any DHCP server, then the default IP address of 192.168.1.20 will be acquired by the access point. Wait a little bit further, so that the access point will get into the stable mode, and the white LED light on the access point changes to blue. Meanwhile, I will take another Ethernet cable and insert one end of this cable into the normal port on the switch. Next, I will insert the other end of this cable into the laptop's Ethernet port. If we see, the white LED light on the access point has changed to blue, meaning the access point is now in stable mode. Let me check the LED status on the Ethernet port of my laptop. The LED is blinking on the Ethernet port of my laptop, which means the laptop is also connected properly to the switch and is communicating well. Let me show you the overall setup, how I connected the access point and my laptop to the switch. Remember that, do not connect your access point directly to the laptop or PC, using a PoE adapter, as shown in this picture, because it won't work. I tried to connect this access point to my laptop using a PoE adapter but it didn't work. I don't know why, but I am sharing my practical experience with you guys. If we wanted to use a PoE adapter rather than a PoE switch, that is also fine, but we must use at least a non-PoE switch to connect our laptop and access point. Let me remind you again that I haven't connected the switch to my local network as yet. Once we configure the access point, I will connect the switch to the local network afterwards. I am not connecting the switch to the local network, just because I wanted to show you how to configure a Unifi access point for the first time and, after configuration, how it works once we connect it to our local network. So let's start the initial configuration. Unifi access point initial configuration. To start the initial configuration, I will first open the Unifi Network Server application. Wait for about a minute, so that the Unifi Network application will be initialized. The Unifi Network application has been initialized. Press on the button Manage Server in Internet Browser. On the login screen, in the username field, I will enter the username as infotech, which is the admin user, and, in the password field, enter the password. Once entered the username and password, then press on the Sign In button. To check the status of newly connected access point, I will go to the Unifi Devices tab. So, click on the third tab on the left side of the page. On the right side, in the details, we can see that there is one U6 plus access point has been detected by the Unifi Network application. The IP address of this access point is 192.168.1.20. This is the default IP address of a Unifi access point. Each new access point, when connected, will search for a DHCP server on the network to get an IP address from. If found no DHCP server, then a Unifi access point will be assigned this default IP address. Since I have connected this access point to my laptop via a PoE switch, but the switch is not yet connected to my physical network, where the DHCP server is available. Hence, the access point will find no DHCP server. That is the reason this access point has been assigned the default IP address. Under the Type column, there is a dot in orange color. If I move the mouse over this dot, it says, Pending Adoption. Let me show you the IP configuration of my laptop Ethernet port. I have already opened the Network Adapters page. Here, I will right-click on the Ethernet and click on the status. Now press the Details button. Since I have not assigned any static IP address to the Ethernet port of my laptop, that is the reason it has acquired an IP address of the APIPA network scheme. I deliberately didn't assign a static IP address to my laptop, because I wanted to share something with you guys. Normally, when we try to configure a new network device, like an access point or a switch for the first time, we must assign an IP address from the default network of the access point or switch to our laptop or PC, to access the web interface of the access point or switch. If not, our laptop will not detect the new network device and we won't be able to access the web interface to make configurations. But, in case of a Unifi access point, it is different. We can see that the default IP address of our Unifi access point is 192.168.1.20, whereas the IP address of the laptop is totally different. Despite the different IP address of the laptop, the Unifi Network application has detected a Unifi access point with its default IP address. This is the beauty of Unifi Network application. Let's proceed further. There is an option saying, Click to adopt. To configure a new Unifi access point, we must first adopt the device, so that the access point will be added to the Unifi network server or application. If I check the properties of this access point by pressing on it, we can see a button, Adopt Device. Both are the same thing. Either click on the button available in Properties, or we may simply press the option, Click to Adopt. I will now press on the option, Click to Adopt, to add this Unifi access point to the Unifi network application. Once pressed the option, Click to Adopt, it is now saying, Click to Resolve. What does it mean, Click to Resolve? This is a point that I wanted to share with you guys. Even if the network application detects newly connected Unifi access point, despite the different IP addresses of the laptop and the access point, but when it comes to adoption, until and unless our laptop and the access point have the IP addresses of the same network, this message of Click to Resolve will appear. Let me show you the IP address of this Unifi network server. We can see that this Unifi network server has the same IP address as of my laptop's Ethernet port. This application gets the same IP address, which has assigned to the laptop or PC, on which this application is installed. So, now what will I do? I will go to the Network Adapters page and assign a static IP address to the Ethernet port of my laptop. I am going to enter an IP address of the default network of Unifi access point, so that both devices will be on the same network. I will enter the IP address of 192.168.1.50 with a subnet mask of 255.255.255.0. There is no need to add the DNS or gateway address because I just want my laptop to be able to communicate with the access point. Once a static IP address is assigned to my laptop, if I open the command prompt and type the ping command followed by the default IP address of the access point, we will see that the access point is responding now. Meaning, both the devices, laptop and access point, are on the same network now. If I check the IP address of the Unifi network server, it has not yet changed. It might take a few seconds to auto-refresh the browser, but I will manually refresh the browser to save time. Once I refresh the browser, we see the IP address has now changed here. Go to the Unifi Devices tab. The status has now changed to Up to Date. If you found the status as Getting Ready, then wait for a moment, so that the status will change to Up to Date. The next important point to note down is that the access point must be connected with the highest possible speed as gigabit. If we check the uplink of this access point, we will see that it is connected as Gigabit Ethernet, meaning the highest speed. If we found the uplink as FE or E, then check the network or RJ45 connector, cable or the switch to resolve the issue. Now, to configure this access point, press on it and go to its properties. Here, the message, "This AP is not broadcasting the client-facing Wi-Fi," means that this access point has not yet assigned any wireless network as yet. I will create another video on how to create and assign a Wi-Fi network to an access point. Let's go to the Settings tab now, to configure the basic settings of a newly added access point. The first important setting is to assign a name. By default, each new access point's name will be its model. We can enter any name as we want to. I am typing the name as infotech-U6+. Next is the radio frequency configuration, meaning 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz. We can set the channel width, channel number and transmit power for each frequency. I will go with the default settings of radio frequencies, and I also recommend not to change any settings for radio frequencies. The next setting is the mesh. Since I am not using mesh topology, I will uncheck the mesh parent option. The next important setting is the configuration of the IP address. As I mentioned earlier, all the access points, by default, when connected to the network, will search for the DHCP server. It means that the IP address settings, by default, will be set to DHCP. But it is very important to assign a static IP address to each network-connected device. If not, the IP address may change if the device reboots or, even failed to get an IP address, if the DHCP server crashes or not available on the network for some reason. To assign a static IP address, select the option, Static. Delete the default IP address and enter the one that we wanted to assign to this access point. I will enter the IP address as 10.0.2.115. In the preferred DNS field, I will enter the IP address as 0.0.0.0. If we want, we can enter the IP address of local DNS or Google DNS as well. In the subnet mask field, I will enter the subnet mask of my local network. In the alternate DNS field, again, I will enter 0.0.0.0. In the gateway field, enter the IP address with all zeros. You might be thinking that, why am I entering the DNS and gateway IP addresses with all zeros? The reason behind this is that, I wanted to show you later on in my upcoming videos, whether these settings will work properly or not, once we configure wireless networks. We will find some other settings, if scroll down. I will cover all the settings which are important and require configuration. Once enter all the information, Apply Changes button will appear in blue. To apply the changes, press on the button, Apply Changes. Now the IP address of our access point will change to the static IP address that we recently assigned. To verify that, I will open the command prompt and type the ping command followed by the default IP address of our access point. We can see that we are getting no response from the default IP address, meaning the IP address has been changed to the static IP address. Meanwhile, the status of the access point will change to getting ready. Now, to get a response from the access point, I will have to change the IP address of my laptop to the same network as of the IP address of our access point. If we check the IP address of our Unifi network server, it is the default network's IP address of Unifi Access Point. To change the IP address of our Unifi network server, we must change the IP address of our laptop or PC, where we have installed our Unifi network application. So, I will open the network adapters page. Here, I will change the IP address to 10.0.2.100 with the subnet mask 255.255.254.0. I will not enter the gateway and DNS IP address for now. I will show you later on in my upcoming videos that, what impact it will have if we do not enter the gateway and the DNS IP addresses. Let me remind you that, since I am going to leave the gateway and DNS IP address fields empty, it means that, my Unifi network server will have no access to the internet but, only to my physical network. Once entered the IP address, press twice on the OK button. It will take a moment to change the IP address of our Unifi network. If I try to ping the static IP address of our access point, now we will see that, the access point is responding properly. Means that, now the access point and our laptop, both are on the same network. Refresh the browser manually, if the Unifi server is taking time to acquire the new IP address, that we assigned to our laptop. Here we are, the IP address of Unifi network server has been changed. Go to the Unifi Devices tab and check the status of the access point. Wait for a moment, so that, status of the access point changes from getting ready to up to date. The status is now up to date. If we check the name and IP address, we will see that, the access point is now working with the new name and IP address. That's it. In this video, we have successfully added a new access point to our Unifi network, along with the basic and initial configurations. If you liked this video then, do not forget to like, share and hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching. Next video. In my next video, I will demonstrate how to update the firmware of a new access point after adding it to our Unifi network, making the basic and initial configurations. So, do not forget to watch my next video.